What's up, girls? I just read On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. Great title. This book is an autofiction memoir, kind of lyrical prose hybrid genre book. It's tough to describe. I think it's very true to the author's life, and that's why it would be considered autofiction. I think it's very close autofiction, so it's close to memoir. And the author is a gay Vietnamese immigrant who came to America when he was very young with his mother and grandmother, who had PTSD from the Vietnam War. And he kind of explores, how their trauma is passed down to him, how they fit in and don't fit in America as immigrants. He explores being a gay man through all of this. The book is written in second person, addressed to his mother, who cannot read, and that creates like an interesting kind of confessional tone. It's interesting to read this right after reading Confessions by St. Augustine, who's doing the same thing, but God. And he even references his mother as a god in a few instances, and in certain ways, as children, I think, often think of their parents as these kind of, perfect beings. It really made me think a lot about autofiction and the line between memoir and fiction. There's this it's very emblematic of this trend in contemporary literature that's become very popular. That's people like to write what they have direct knowledge of, and I honestly don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it feels so close to a memoir to me that I feel like it might as well just be a memoir. I guess the point of having it be autofiction is basically like it's a memoir, but you're allowed to take creative liberties if you need to. Similar to like a biopic in film, I guess, but it makes a little more sense for me in film because, there's a different actor playing the main person, and the form is so confined by time and budget. But like novels can, be as long as they need to be or whatever. The prose is really amazing. It's very, very purple prose, lyrical prose. He is a poet. I think this is his first novel, and other than that, he's mostly written poetry. So that really comes through on the page, and that's really cool. And he writes about trauma and very difficult things to write about, maybe graphic violence, with this kind of almost feels like mundane perspective sometimes, and with beautiful prose. It kind of has this disarming juxtaposition that just it makes the trauma feel less traumatic. It makes you feel like the character is adjusting in real time through language, which is the point, I think. Also because English is their second language, and it's the second language of the protagonist as well. They're often deconstructing, popular American expressions and from the outside, which is kind of cool. They'll say, why is it I made a killing at work this year? Why is it killing? Why is it violence? Why are you imposing your violence? So they'll take, an expression that maybe an American would just take at face value and not think twice about it, and then put their outside perspective on it, which is cool. It was a little slow to start for me. It's in 3 parts. I wasn't really hooked in part 1. Part 1 is mostly about them coming to America, kind of a lot of the Vietnam War stuff getting passed down, and the gay love story starts, in the second part, and that really hooked me. I felt like there was like kind of an immediate tension because, you know, they both had certain family pressure. I think they both felt like a little bit confused, and you just felt like something was maybe gonna blow up. I am someone who really likes like traditional narrative structure. I like for philosophical ideas or asides to be anchored in a strong plot and kind of narrative propulsion. And I don't know if that's just my screenwriting background or what, but this book doesn't have that quite as much. It didn't have it in the beginning, certainly, but for some reason when the love story came in, I felt there was like an immediate kind of organic pressure that made me a lot more interested, and I was like, okay, I have to figure out what happens here. What else? They kind of will jump around paragraph by paragraph, so they have the paragraphs removed on the page, or moved on the page, so that it's like they'll be talking about two things at once. He'll be in the present time talking about something going on with his mom, and then, you know, talking about something that happened with his mom in his childhood, and it'll alternate paragraphs, and it creates this kind of juxtaposition, which I think has a pretty cool effect. It's like supposed to be how I think we're formed in childhood and how our memory affects what's going on in the present, even though like it gives you like this like special interior feel that I think a lot of other stories or narratives wouldn't be able to manage, because, you know, you're getting to see in real time how memory is affecting the present, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. He won the MacArthur Genius Grant, which is cool. It's like one of the coolest awards in literature, and I think he's also won a lot of other awards, so I was very interested to read the book. I liked it. It was only 240 pages. You could breeze through it in a couple days, and yeah, check it out by Vuong.